Hi guys, so this week is all about a little challenge I set myself today. So it all started on Sunday the 22nd of March. Now I hadn't swam in the sea since the end of October 2019 and I've built a kind of wall up in my head about going into the cold water. So Jim's been surfing all the way through winter, no problem, and I just haven't. I've kind of got a barrier in my head just telling me not to, that it's too cold, that I can't do it, that I won't enjoy it. So I've just sat and watched, and recently it's kind of coming to spring now and I want to break down that wall in my head, and I thought the best way to do that is cold turkey, going in every day for 7 days starting on Sunday. So day one, I was really excited to start off the challenge.
I thought I'd be more nervous. I'm actually really excited.
Right, you're gonna have to run, I reckon.
You think?
Yeah, it's gonna be cold.
It was a beautiful sunny day, but still cold. The water was 9 degrees. I was going to do this challenge in my full 3-2 wetsuit, but as soon as I reached the beach it just felt like cheating. It just felt far too easy, so I went in just my swimming costume, which kind of set a precedent for the rest of the challenge for the rest of the week. It felt so good to get into the water. The waves were crashing over my head. It was so easy to get in. The waves kind of did it for me. My thighs were tingling, and it felt cold, but it felt so good to have started and to break down that cycle that was in my head straight away. It just felt really good to be doing it.
How was that?
I'm tingling all over. Yeah.
Good though.
It's good though. Feels good. Huh, day one.
And then I looked back at the beach and I just had a beaming smile because I'd done it. I'd cracked it. Day one was done, and I knew that if I could do that, then I would be good. I can do this. Now day 2 in the world was Monday the 23rd, which was when the UK was told to be in lockdown because of COVID-19.
Ready?
I do feel nervous.
Luckily for me in this challenge though, we were allowed one type of exercise per day, so I decided that for me that would be this challenge. My one dip a day would be my exercise.
Because I know the sea's cold, and I know this is going to be cold. It's just different, isn't it?
This might actually be colder.
Do you think?
I don't know, maybe.
Than the sea?
Possibly.
How?
It's all fed from, I don't know.
No.
It's gonna be cold. Actually, yeah, it's not that deep, so.
It might have warmed up today.
Good one.
But to avoid the crowds on day 2, we avoided the beach and we headed to a local wild swimming reservoir.
Okay.
Got this.
It's located in an old disused quarry, and there's huge water pools really deep that are kind of untouched. I don't think anybody's been in it this winter. And I expected it to be just as cold as the sea, but it was freezing.
Got a wind pop it out.
Let you breathe.
As soon as my hands and feet went into the water, I couldn't feel them. They were so numb.
Okay, I actually can't feel my legs.
Cold.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh. Wow.
I just got in, I just had to do it. I started swimming and my shoulders and my neck, I just couldn't feel them, and it made it really hard to swim and almost painful. I just couldn't even bear to put my head under the water. And I did one lap of the whole thing, came out, my whole body was burning.
I can't feel my neck. Oh my goodness.
Come up here into the sunshine.
Oh, my legs are shaking. Feels good though. My body is like warm, it's burning.
Yeah, fuzzy.
Oh, I wish I got my head under, but it was so cold. Day 2.
Day 3 I went to a secluded bay locally to us.
Day 3. It's gonna be a quick one.
It's already cold on my feet.
The sun's gone.
The sun was just setting over the other side of the cove, so it was starting to get cool now. The sunshine and sun rays weren't warming us anymore, and the waves were coming in fast, they were crashing in. So again, it had to be a quick one, which was fine by me. So I ran in. I did 3 duck dives under the waves this time. Again, the waves made it so easy for me to get in. They did the work for me. But yeah, 3 duck dives was enough for me. My head got brain freeze after the 3rd one. But I remember running out and just saying, I'm so excited, I think I'm gonna get addicted to this. And that's how I felt. I could feel myself already on day 3, not only so happy that I was completing the challenge, but also I just remembered how good it felt to just be in the water. So day 4, I had planned to visit a waterfall pool I'd seen in the summer, late summer, and I hadn't had a chance to get into it, hadn't had a chance to take a swim in it, and I hadn't seen anyone do that, but it's beautiful, it's such a nice spot, and I've been wanting to do it for months now, and I decided that today was the day. However, it wasn't meant to be. I was on my own. It was incredibly slippery. The rocks are incredibly slippery down there. It was far bigger than I remember, I think just because there's so much waterfall recently. Yeah, it was just really scary. I did try, I was in my clothes, I was looking down at it, and it just felt too risky. There was no one walking past because everyone was in lockdown. So there wasn't even anybody to call on if I slipped or got hurt. It just felt far too unsafe. So unfortunately I was so gutted and disappointed that I packed up my things again and headed out. Now on my way out I was kind of thinking to myself, do I give up? Do I just do another one on day 8? Do I just do 2 tomorrow? Like, what do I do? It's getting to 4 o'clock now, the waves are coming in, we're running out of beach, it's getting late. It's getting cold, what do I do? And I had a little walk down to the local beach there and had a look, and the waves were really crashing in, there was barely any sand left. And I kept walking and walking and just thought about those 3 days that I'd already done, and it would kind of mean nothing, and I'd only be cheating myself if I didn't go in. So I headed down and just thought, right, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go in and come out, and then it's done. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to, you know, make a facade or add on days. I can just say I've done it. And that's what I did. I set up the camera high on the rocks as the waves were crashing under, and I went in, and I think I was in for about 2.5 minutes, so it wasn't long, but it was long enough for me to duck dive under and just to feel at peace that I was really pleased that I showed resilience and commitment to this challenge, that I pushed through even when barriers went in my way, that I was committed to completing day 4.
Day 4. Bit cold. Later than I'd have liked. But I did it. I had so many doubts today, especially as soon as I had to change location. I was thinking, oh, I could just go twice tomorrow, or oh, I shouldn't go and then I'll just add a day on. But I'm so pleased I did it, because the whole point of doing this 7-day challenge is to make myself do something difficult. And I knew that in the middle days there was going to be a hump that I'd have to push through. And that's the whole point of this, to do something difficult, to set myself a challenge and to do it. So I'm really pleased today that I pushed through and did it. And hopefully tomorrow I'll be a bit more organised and it'll be a little bit more easy.
So day 5 I changed it up again. I went to my local reservoir. Again, more barriers put in the way because there was a closure sign at the gate as I drove in, but luckily for me, I know the reservoir really well and I know a sneaky back way to get in, so it was a bit naughty. So I went there, did that, and looking over my shoulder, it just felt really naughty to be there. But it also made it really secluded and really silent, and a really special, sacred time actually. The sun was just setting, it was golden across the water and the hills, and yeah, it was just so peaceful and quiet. The water was really shallow in the reservoir, so I had to walk quite far in to be able to duck under. But that was a good thing because it just gave me time to breathe, to take in that I was still resilient, that I was committed to the challenge, to feel pride that even though the barrier, a literal barrier, was in my way that day, that I still made it happen. Yeah, and I could kind of soak in what I was doing, and that it was day 5 and that I only had 2 days left and I was doing it.
Another late night last minute one today. I need to get better at organising. But day 5, I did it. What a beautiful spot.
Day 6, I went to a local beach and the waves were fierce. I felt completely out of my depth in the water. The waves were crashing over me. I was tumbling this way and that way, and I was pleased to be out of there. But it actually felt really good to do that. I think if that had happened to me on day 1, it would have scared me so much that I then wouldn't have completed the challenge. But because it was day 6, I believed in my own ability to swim and get out of the situations, to catch my breath, to find the sand, to push up, to stay calm while I was under and being tossed around. It actually felt really good that once my feet hit the sand, once I took my breath out of the waves, once I walked towards the shore, I knew that I had a newfound confidence in my ability to cope with those kind of situations, and a refreshed reminder that it was day 6 and I only had 1 day left, and that I wasn't going to let the sea take it away from me. I wasn't going to let the sea scare me away from completing this challenge.
Day 6. That was fierce out there. Oh my goodness.
Which brings us to day 7, the last day that I set myself this challenge, and I went back to the waterfall that I failed to complete on day 4. It just felt right that on day 7 that I would try again. This time I brought Jim with me to spot me so that it didn't feel as dangerous or risky.
So this is the spot. I failed here on day 4, and today is the day. Day 7, I'm going to crack it, I'm going to conquer it. Let's do this.
And I tried another way in. I walked up the stream rather than trying to go straight for it. It's funny, all of a sudden, from day one it was all about the cold and how it felt in my body and dealing with the cold, but by day 7 I just got in. It wasn't about the cold anymore. It wasn't about making my body accept the freezing temperatures. I just got in. It was normal. What the real challenge was making it happen every day, completing the task that I'd set myself every day and not giving in. That seemed to be the real challenge here, and not the cold water at all. The challenge to beat the cold water was actually the easiest part of it. It doesn't even matter what the task actually was. It doesn't matter. What really matters is that I set a goal, I set a time frame, and I stuck with it, and I achieved it to the end. It takes true grit, organisation, determination and resilience to see it through to the end. With all the barriers put in my way this week, I made it happen. I suggest you try a 7-day challenge for yourself. It doesn't matter what the task is. You don't have to get into freezing cold water in March. It can be anything. Just set a goal and stick with it. Trust me, you'll feel great once you see it through. If you have been inspired by my wild swimming journey and you fancy trying that out for yourself, then check out Wild Things Publishing. They have the most incredible books. This is the Devon and Cornwall one, but they have them all over the UK and Europe, and they even have a specific wild swimming guide as well. So they're called the Wild Guides. The link is in the top link in the description, and it is filled with amazing places to go and explore, to find some local adventure. And this is what me and Jim use to find all of our secret special local spots. The link below is an Amazon affiliate link. It doesn't cost you any more, but it means that we get a few pennies if you use it, which, you know, it all helps us out. Right, I hope you're all safe and well and looking after yourselves and your family, and I hope this video has been an incredible distraction from what's going on in the world. We'll see you next time. Bye!